If you're trying to use a glue-in to develop a climb, a cave, or a canyon project, and you can't tell the difference between this and this bolt from photos on the internet, and then there's two ring options and you're just swimming in information that's hard to decipher, hopefully this video will help make that easier for you. So let's go over the Meteora P-shaped Lappas glue-in bolts. These are made in Greece and they are named after Meteora, which is a really beautiful place in northern Greece. These have a lot of different sizes and ring options, and you don't really notice how much bigger the other ones are unless we just show you in a video. So they have a knurled shaft, which engages with the epoxy really well. And the diameters they come in, if you look at the 8 mil, the 10 mil, and the 12 mil 100 millimeters, those are the size differences. Now, this isn't so you have a stronger bolt as much as the deformation of a bolt. If you're going to be, let's say, highlining on a bolt like this, you could be bending this at, let's say, 4 kilonewtons, whereas it would take 8 or 12 kilonewtons in order to permanently deform this bolt. Now, this cute little 8 millimeter bolt is rated for 25 kilonewtons, but this big boy right here is 60 kilonewtons. And this and the 10 mils are EN and UI rated. If you're installing these for climbing, you probably want to go with the 10 mil. If you're just trying to go lightweight in a cave and you are only going to be rappelling, an 8 mil is probably super good enough. So if a 10 mil bolt is super good enough, but your rock isn't, you might want this 200 millimeter one. You don't necessarily need a big fat one in soft rock unless you're putting a lot of force on the bolt and the rock. If you're just doing normal stuff with bolts, but you need it to engage with the rock really well, well, there's your difference between a 100 millimeter and a 200 millimeter bolt. Obviously, you need a bigger drill bit for this. As far as drill bits are concerned, if this is a 10 millimeter rod, you can't use a 10 millimeter hole. You need a 12 millimeter hole. And for this, you would need a 14 millimeter hole. Now, an 8 millimeter hole would require a 10 mil, but you could go with 3/8 as that is a 9.5. And this 10 mil would totally go well in a 1/2 inch hole because 1/2 inch is 12.7. Now, in theory, this would work in a 5/8 inch hole, but that is 16 millimeters, and you don't need 16 millimeters for this. You only need 14 millimeters, and we have plenty of affordable 14 millimeter drill bits on the website. Now, the most common lengths, we brought in bolts that had some rings. You have 1 ring and 2 rings. So if you see a plus or a plus plus, that is what they mean. Now, when I first got these, they felt extra big, but this is only a 58 millimeter outside diameter, whereas I'm pretty used to seeing something like this from a fixed ring, and this was 55 millimeters. So it's super similar enough. And the inside diameter is 38 millimeters, and 50 millimeters, by the way, is 2 inches. Now, every ring on one of these bolts is going to add 93 grams of weight, and the lightest one we have is 76 grams, and the heaviest one is going to be the longest one here at 190, which is about the same exact weight as the 12 mil at 189 grams. 25 millimeters is an inch. This takes 4 inches or 100 millimeters to insert this into the rock. And this extra length here, if you did not use a notch, is 38 millimeters. On the 10 mil, it's 42 millimeters. And on the 12 mil, it is 47 extra millimeters sticking out. Now, if you notch it, this part would be buried, and that is going to stick into the rock a little bit deeper than that, sticking out about 35 millimeters in this case. Now, the reason we carry such a variety of these is because the price. This 8 mil is only about $5, and this is our best priced UI rated glue-in at only $6. Now, typically glue-ins that are 316L with 2 rings are about $20, and this is only $12.29. We have 1 and 2 ring options for the 8 and 10 mils. We don't have any for the 12 mils, though we can get them if you request them. We just need to know what people are using, and we'll make sure we stock those options for you. Thanks for watching.